Are you letting your data make your decisions, or are you flying by the seat of your pants? This is one of the biggest things that business owners miss when they start to grow their business, is that they start to make decisions with their intuition because it's just them and a contractor or somebody like that. And then all of a sudden they are running a team, growing a business, and in a position where we need to create systematic ways of making decisions. So a couple of tools I love to help us make decisions. First and foremost is our budgets, right? And I love budgets and forecasts because they can really help us ground in, okay, if we want to at a baseline hit a standard 10% profit margin, here is the rest of the available budget or the rest of the available revenue that is coming in from clients or coming in from our products that can help us distribute over to our team. So getting a really solid plan in place around like, what does it cost you to be able to fulfill on your services, and how much available budget or bandwidth do you have to hire in some new people or invest additional dollars into your marketing or any of those things. It can help us like understand that if our goal is to be profitable, that we can't just start throwing money at problems as first line of defense. And it can help us understand when we can hire. If our profit margin starts to inch up and we're like, oh, wow, we've got a lot of available budget, we can start to invest in the growth of the business via its people, via its systems, via its paid advertising, via any other big things that we are doing inside of the business, key partnerships and such. Second thing is your company scorecard. So I start to look at the productivity and effective rate of people inside of the business. So let's just say, for example, I'm employing a salesperson, and that salesperson is able to close at like a 20 to 30% close rate for me. That's excellent. And it's pretty much also too like available for growth. So if I say to him, hey, listen, if I pay you X amount of increased commission, do you feel like you could create a higher close rate? Or if I provide you some additional training, do you feel like you could give a higher close rate? When you're making those decisions inside of your business, you want to recognize where the data is going really, really well. And if you just pour a little bit of fuel on that fire, it can explode, right? We can start to really see some massive growth. So having a company scorecard that shows you how are your people performing, how are your ads performing if you're running paid traffic, how full is your pipeline, where are things getting stuck in your fulfillment process? This will help you, figure out where to triage with your time, because it's not just money, right? Like we're talking about with our budgets, we want to be able to make decisions on where to spend our time as a leader, right? Because sometimes what happens is we're the only person who can help people get unstuck and can help solve problems inside the business. And it starts to become challenging for us to understand where do we need to spend time? Who do we need to focus on, in terms of grooming and growing in leadership? And then the third is literally being with your team, asking them that question. Where do you feel like we can improve? Where do you feel like, we can start to invest additional dollars or invest my additional time into building something out? Because what can happen is you have the rose-colored glasses on, or you've just had an experience where somebody's interrupted your workflow. And so you can be a little bit emotional because this is your business. What you want to do is you want to solicit some feedback from your team and ask them, hey, listen, you're with clients all the time. What do we need to be doing here? So make sure your budgets are clear and you can run scenarios about your budget and where you're spending your dollars. Second, make sure you have good visibility in a scorecard that you can check all the key performance indicators of the way your business is running healthily and where you can double down, where you can add some fuel and make sure that things just explode. And then the third is absolutely create a feedback loop for your team, because that is going to be critical for you understanding how you can invest your time in up-leveling them, up-leveling others that are working around them, and make them feel like they're really woven into the future of the business. Hope that was helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.